So I came purposely to come and support Ghana to win this. The first match that we are going to play with Serbia. And everyone support Ghana as well, as you know how Ghana has been playing since the beginning of, let's say 2008, as we were hosting the African Cup. You know how we started playing the game. Wow. So like now that we all get the potential that we are coming to play against Serbia, and obvious, my potential is that Ghana is going to win Serbia 2-0, as you know, obvious. And I very gladly how people are supporting, Ghana, that make very, very confusely, that this support is going to give Ghana power to win this, the World Cup. Actually, my potential is that Ghana is going to take this World Cup as well. Or even if Ghana is not going to take it, in the end, the World Cup is going to remain in Africa. That's very good. Thank you, my brother.
the experience of being in the stadium for the opening game, and it was just, first of all, the noise was incredible. Just the atmosphere was electric, and it was just really incredible to see everyone from all walks of life, black, white, yellow, Indian, anything, and everyone together. For example, we had an old, I'd say 80-year-old guy next to us with his young son, and just that, for me, it sums up World Cup, just bringing people together from any type of situation. And yeah, but also just everything around town. It's chaotic, but it's chaotic madness that you need for an event like this, and you can tell it's been building up for a while in Africa, and it's just everyone's ready to go, and whether or not they're ready for it, that's another story with the chaos with the transport and other little bits and pieces, but it really means nothing in the end when you're at the game, and you just sit down and you've got 60-odd thousand vuvuzelas in your ear as well. So no, I think it's a good time to be here in Africa, and it's going to leave a good stamp on South Africa for everything that all the efforts they've put together to set this event up.
南アフリカ来る前は、日本で危ないっていう報道あったんですけども、来たらみんな来るようであったかくて、楽しい雰囲気で、ブブゼラがエッセンスになって、スパイスになってて、すごい盛り上がって、すごいいいワールドカップになっていると思います。
It's been really nice here in South Africa. There were a lot of stories how dangerous it was, and dangerous people, dangerous roads, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, that's based on something. It's not a lie, but yeah. As far as I'm concerned, all the people I've met are really nice, really friendly. There's a real good atmosphere, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the next games and to see something more about South Africa.
It's the atmosphere that's great, and all the new friends that you get.
It's the first time I'm at a World Cup, and we live at a hostel, and we meet people from so many different countries, and you become friends with them, and we'll walk together to the stadium and have fun after the game, and
yeah, just nice.
Yeah,
people are enjoying themselves.
What has the World Cup done for South Africa? That's probably the one part where I feel a little more positive, in that I'm quite impressed with the fact that the World Cup has gone without a hitch. South Africa is a place known for crime, and that I haven't heard of one incident actually. Somebody actually said to me one day that even criminals have national pride. Well, hopefully this national pride stays for a little bit after the World Cup, and perhaps we'll have a spin-off after the World Cup, like in next year. But I kind of wonder whether all the money, the billions and billions that's been spent, if it hadn't have been spent instead of World Cup, if it hadn't been spent in promoting South Africa, and maybe spent on picking up the face of South Africa, whether that wouldn't have been better for us, I'm not sure. But definitely the World Cup has had a positive spin on the country itself. Localized business, I think it very much depended on where you were, because I know that where I am, I could have done without it, but I think there are certain parts of the country that have benefited by it. Yeah.
Very nice. No problems.
Yeah, they've been so kindly, and if you have a question or a problem, you just ask and they'll help you.
We've almost been here for 3 weeks, and I haven't experienced any violence and stuff.
Before we got here, I thought that they were very closed, or what do you say?
Reluctant.
It wasn't so easy to talk with them, but it's surprised me very much down here.
I got here 2 days ago, and guys at the hostel took us for a walk down the street the other day, and yeah, it was a little bit intimidating. We were the only white faces walking around. People were looking at us funny. When we went to leave the hostel, the guy came up to us and said, "Do you want to take this?" and gave me a taser gun. And I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, do you want to take it just in case? And the other guy, the West Austin, said, no, that'll be fine, it's okay. okay. So we went for a walk, got some food and some drinks, and yeah, it was a little bit weird, but since then we've been out to a few other places, and
it's definitely made people more interested in the game. Lots of people said that it took the World Cup for them to actually notice our soccer team, which is true. And hopefully people will just follow the sport, and even if they don't, at least when we come together again, we can all just remember what a good time we had in June of 2010 when we hosted the World Cup. We all just had one fat jaw, basically.
I'm very happy now because we also expecting the Olympics to come into this country. Yeah, from here in Cape Town, we want them here in Cape Town, those Olympics, or in KwaZulu-Natal province. We want them there, those Olympics. We want to bring the whole world here, not only about soccer world, even the Olympics. We want them here in our country. So all the sports, everything. Sport, you must remember also, sport unites people.
Yeah.
I remember in 1995, first Rugby World Cup coming to this country.
Yeah.
In the finals, it was South Africa and New Zealand. And Mr. Mandela was in that stadium, and we won that cup. Mr. Mandela raised that cup, and everybody was happy in this country. I remember I was in Bloemfontein. We were happy, black and white, dancing, singing, and all that. And that's when I started realizing sport is very important. It brings people together, it unites people.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Yes, the present mood in South Africa started much earlier than the actual World Cup. 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had our rugby team going to play rugby in a soccer field in Orlando East, which is in Soweto. That's when most of the white people of South Africa, most of them for the first time, went to Soweto.
Soweto is a township.
That's when they realized that there is no violence in Soweto. Sowetans, the black people are not animals or whatever. They enjoyed it to a point where they did go back to go and play the finals. And in this case, more whites than ever when they saw the mood started building up since then. The unity actually, to me, started then and culminated in now as what we say the World Cup. Because even if you look behind me, you see the Dutch, you see the Americans, you see the whoever else. Everybody's here, including you, the British. Thank you.
Personal experiences and those repeated to me by tourists, I've found the games to go quite easily. Transport was a hassle. The crime that happened at the actual stadiums wasn't reported in full numbers. I know people in the media told me of suspicions of suppressing a lot of news to have this good FIFA 2010 Cup become a flawless event. Unfortunately, that's not true. I know of people got stabbed. There is, of course, the media report of the American being shot. And these are just the tip of the iceberg of some of the thefts, muggings, briberies that were caused by police pulling over tourists, extracting bribes from them before they could carry on with their journey. A silly example is not wearing a safety belt in a parking lot at the airport. When he informed the officer that this is not the case, the officer threatened him and he had to pay 200 Rand before he could move on. The service industry, as the Americans put it, sucks. People that have been put in positions can barely speak English, take orders for food, wine, bookings for airplanes, bookings for hotels. This was very unfortunate as a lot of people wasted time and effort and money before they got their results.
The foreign people which are here in South Africa right now at the moment, I feel like it is a very good thing because they should actually experience South Africa for themselves and not actually hear it from the media and newspapers and everything else like that. that makes it a situation where you actually understand and you actually feel exactly what we as African people and South African people also at the same time understand how it is.
I will try.
And there's nothing we can do about that. Like that is a very good situation, and I hope that people actually don't take it in the wrong way.
You get a lot of kind of horror stories. Back in the last month, the British press has kind of been building up about machete attacks and car crashes and all sorts of things, but it's been hyping it a little bit and excitement. But the last month, I mean, since we've been here, the last day or two, it's been absolutely lovely. Everyone's been wicked. And there's no complaints at all. Lovely place, lovely people, no problems. That's all. I've only been here one day, so there's nothing really I can say apart from it's a bit colder than you think. It's a little cold by night. That's all. I've only been here a day, so not really much.
Very friendly people.
But we made some good friends. Come here, mate. Come on. We've got some nice new friends. We've got such good friends. Everyone's lovely. He won't talk to us now, but he is our friend usually. And that's all really. Enjoying the football, enjoying the people, enjoying the weather till it gets dark.
I think this is a great opportunity.
Come and join us. Come here. Come. This is our main man. So our good friend. We're going to go out tonight. Going out to Hatfield.
Now, this is really the place where it all happens at this moment in the world. All these nations together, trying to make the best of it and really trying to make a multicultural thing together. It's really nice to be here with all these nations around, with all these people of all colors and races. Just today we just went to the Apartheid Museum. It was really a great experience, and really tomorrow when we go to the first game of the Dutch, the Orange people, we really go mad there and we really will shake the stadium there.
Games we've been to have been fantastic. The atmospheres have been so good. The first game for the opening ceremony, South Africa v Mexico, it was just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's best atmosphere I've experienced at a football game.
And the vuvuzelas just add to the experience.
Yeah.
I think they're more annoying on TV because they sound like a bee, but once you're in the ground, they just blend into the background. You don't even notice they're going on.
Stadium has been good.
Yeah.
Been to Soccer City, Ellis Park, and Rustenburg as well. I think my favourite's probably been Ellis Park, just because they've got really sort of steep tiers. I don't think there's a bad seat in the ground, and you feel right on top of the action. And Soccer City is just immense. It's just an immense place. Rustenburg, it's pretty small, but we had really decent seats there.
But again, the atmosphere there was second to none.
Quality, it's really, really good.
Everyone getting involved.
Yeah, locals been super friendly. They say one of the first things you sort of shouldn't do is accept sort of any helpful lifts from strangers or anything like that. And our second day here, we got in a car with like 5 other people that said they'd give us a lift back, who'd all come from or been to England and been to places that we've been, so it was a bit suspect, but they're really, really nice and friendly and good people.
Gave us their business card and said, look, if you've got any problems while you're out here, just get in contact and we'll help you out as much as we can.
Yeah, and that's been the tone.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole holiday.
All the locals been as friendly as I can.
I think it was the atmosphere at the opening match. It was like crazy.
Yeah, and the impressive Soccer City, the stadium, it's very impressive. And
all the anticipation went out in a big party.
Yeah. And the thing I remember it from for this World Cup is the friendship with all the people you meet.
But I think I'll remember it for the best Danish World Cup ever. I hope so.
We'll win some.
I'm Catherine from Jacaranda Lodge. Most people call me Cat. We've had at least 40 guests from all over the world coming to Jacaranda Lodge. It's been absolutely wonderful having all these people from different countries in the world. The people have been exceptionally friendly, great people to deal with. Many memories, many great people. Ian, to mention one, Trey from the States, Greg from the States. We've had some really fabulous guests here. A lot of them have come in with their own vehicles. The others have come in on taxis, through catching aeroplanes, catching taxis to us. The only downside on the football was that the transport arrangements were horrendous to start off with, but eventually through trial and error we got them on trains and buses to the stadiums in time to watch the matches. There was a lot of hype in South Africa before the football started, a lot of flags for sale on the street corners. Everywhere you went you just see flags waving in the wind. It's been great festivities with the build-up. Vuvuzelas, well, we haven't heard the end of them, and I'm sure you won't hear the end of them back home because a lot of guests have taken them home with them. Yes, very festive. No fights, no arguments. Everyone has been jolly and great. Like I say, guests from all walks of life at Jacaranda Lodge, all putting their flags up all over the lodge. We sure are going to miss it when it's all over. People starting to leave Johannesburg, leave Cape Town, leave Durban, and it seems that there's a bit of a sadness around that it's all come to an end, but all good things do come to an end. Hopefully it helps with the tourism in South Africa. It picks up the tourism. I hope that the tourists have had good experiences. On our side, we've not had many. We've had an unfortunate experience. So we've been very lucky for the safety of our guests.
Best things was the vuvuzelas. I think that's the best thing that happened in the World Cup. When I attended those 2 games, I loved it, and I bought some for Canada to get them some with me. Vuvuzelas are the best thing you can see.
She's from Joburg, and she was saying how it's just so surprising how everybody turned into a Bafana supporter overnight. Like, you've never seen middle-aged white ladies wearing Bafana t-shirts, okay? From the suburbs. And like white boys blowing vuvuzelas. Okay, vuvuzelas used to be this annoying thing that black people used to use. matches. In the suburbs, you'd occasionally hear like a taxi going by and people blowing these things and think, you know, what a noise. But all of a sudden, the whole world is blowing vuvuzelas. It's like, that's our gift from South Africa's World Cup to the world. Blow your vuvuzela, make a noise for your team. So, yeah, I guess.
Lasting impression of the World Cup would be, well, obviously the amazing players we've seen in certain games and the fighting spirits of certain teams, like following Ghana through to the quarterfinals and that last minute penalty miss in the extra time.